everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Amber, and in today's video I'm sharing 5 productivity tips for real estate agents. These tips are things that I use in my everyday life and for my business, and I have seen a tremendous positive effect from these. These have definitely changed things up for me in a good way, and I really think that I'm able to just be more efficient, more productive, and more successful when it comes to my real estate business because of these things. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing you should do to be more productive as a real estate agent is to identify your peak time of day. So we know in a day we have the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. And each person, whoever you are, you have a time of day when you are most productive. Now, I don't know what that time for you is, that's for you to discover, but there is a time of day when you are really focused, energetic, most creative, you get stuff done. And so you want to take that time and you want to maximize it, you want to capitalize on it. So for me personally, I get up at 4 a.m. every day, or at least I try to, because that's when I am most productive. For me, it's the morning. And so I know that I'm going to start running out of energy by 2 p.m. That's when I'm going to need an iced coffee. And then by 4:30, like my body's like, we're done, no more. So I get up at 4 a.m. so I can really capitalize on the morning time and get my stuff done. So for you, it might be the afternoon. Maybe for others, it's the evening. But make sure you take a step back, observe yourself, and figure out, when do I feel my very best? And then you take that and you run with it. The second thing we can do to be more productive is to create healthy boundaries when it comes to social media. Social media is one of those things that can be tricky as a real estate agent, because for a lot of us, that's how we generate leads, that's how we market our listings, that's how we market ourselves to potential buyers, that's what we use to get clients. And so I would just say, create a healthy relationship with social media. Maybe for you, you need to download Instagram, post on it, and then delete the app and check it later. Maybe for some of you, you're very disciplined and it just does not get in the way. I wish I was like you. Figure out, how to go about having that healthy relationship with apps, and maybe you need to just set a certain time and say, okay, for 30 minutes, I'm going to give myself all access to Instagram, or maybe for 1 hour. I can't tell you what that looks like for you. All I can say is, just create some boundaries with it. I personally do not like to check social media in the mornings when I first wake up, because I found that it gets me distracted, it gets me overly stimulated, it starts making me think about 100 things that are so irrelevant. And so I really try to get on the app later on. Like I mentioned, I try to get up really early every day, so I'm really not trying to look at Instagram until 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that. Or maybe I do get up to check my messages, but I'm not posting until 8:30, 9 o'clock. Keep that in mind, and just be aware of how certain pages or people make you feel with social media too. Just be very careful with that, because sometimes our admiration for a person or whatever can easily turn into comparison or discouragement, and then that just robs us. Just be careful when it comes to social media. Put some healthy boundaries around that. The third thing I would advise you to do to be productive as a real estate agent is to make sure you are organized with your daily tasks by using a planner, a calendar, and or a CRM. And a CRM, by the way, is a system for customer relationship management. Now, I use a few different things for this. I am with Keller Williams, and so Keller Williams has given me access to this really cool software technology called Command, and Command is a CRM. So I put all of my real estate tasks in that CRM. As far as the calendar goes, I use Google Calendar, and I put all of my appointments on there, as far as like showings, consultation meetings, just everything like that. Like if it's an appointment, it's going on that calendar. And then for my day-to-day tasks, like things I need to do, I use a planner for that. So I have a few different things that work for me personally. You don't have to do what I do. The big idea here is just to be organized. And another thing with this is to make sure that you write down your daily tasks like the night before. That way, whenever you wake up in the morning, you know exactly what you need to do. It's not cool, it's not fun to wake up in the morning and have your breakfast, take your shower, brush your teeth, get ready, and then you're like, wait, what am I supposed to be doing right now? You know, it feels good to wake up and know exactly, or have an idea of how your day is supposed to look. So definitely be organized. Don't keep everything in your head. Make sure you're writing it down. Make sure it's organized, and that will really, really have a good impact on you and your business. The fourth thing I would advise you to do to help you be productive is to follow a schedule. Now this goes along with the last point that I made, but really it's its own thing, because it's really more than following a schedule. It's more like following a system. That's really what I should have said to begin with. So follow a system. If you don't have one, then you can create one. And if you don't have the brain power to create one, just copy one. I have another video I did on my YouTube channel called The Top Producers Daily Real Estate Schedule, and you can definitely watch that video. I think it's going to help those of you who are not good at creating systems. And you don't have to do it exactly the way I say it in the video. You can make it your own. Having a schedule, a system, and having structure is super important. But a lot of people want to be an entrepreneur. They think it's really cool to work for yourself. But look, you have to show up for yourself. The same way you had to report to work at a certain time for an employer, and you had job responsibilities and duties, and you had, you know, all this stuff in play. Like, you have to create that for yourself. Like, the same things apply. You need to have that. You need to know what you're doing. You need to have something to hold you accountable. And so make sure that you have that in place, because if not, you're not going to be as effective as you can be. And then you also, once again, going back to my last point, you know, you want to be organized, and you want to be able to measure what you're doing that's working, what you're doing that's not working. So have that daily schedule, follow it. If you need to change it until you get it just right. But make sure you have structure in place. And then the last thing that I do to help me be productive as a real estate agent is I critique myself at the end of each week. You know, every Friday or Monday morning, I take a look at the week I just had, and I look at the things that I did really well and the things I need to improve upon. So I'm always in that mindset of personal growth and development. You know, what can I do better? What needs to change? You know, maybe it's, Amber, you didn't do so well working from home, so you need to go find you a coffee shop. Or maybe, I did a couple of things at home this past week, but a couple of days I took the time to go somewhere and get out of my house, and I was more productive, and that was good for me. You know, just things like that. Something I did recently, I've been out of work for a couple of weeks now due to recovery. I've been having, I had like a small procedure done, and I'm feeling better, so I'm excited to get back to work. But something I did right before my break was I found that cold calling, like the idea of having to do that, was draining me before I even picked up the phone to do it. And I was really starting to feel discouraged when it came to lead gen. And so something I did was I baked some cookies and I brought them to a school. I was like, you know what? Like, this is fun. You know, I like to bake, and I'm a people person when I want to be. And so it was just fun to like do something I enjoy and at the same time add value. So I brought cookies to the school with my business cards. By the way, I have another video titled 10 lead gen ideas for real estate agents, and I talk about that a little bit in the video, so check that out if you're trying to find some lead gen ideas. But it was just really fun to do something creative. And so I was like, you know what, I want to do more of that. And so I just say that to say, because I took the time to pay attention to my own productivity and what worked for me, and that small change, you know, now I realize, okay, this is something I now want to do. And so just review yourself at the end of each week. Rate yourself. There's this book called The 12-Week Year that is absolutely amazing. It talks about stuff like this. I want to encourage you to get that book because that's what it's really all about. So don't be afraid to be real with yourself and say, hey, I dropped the ball, or hey, I knocked it out the park this week. So review yourself each week. Keep it real, and that will help you that's going to really motivate you to be better. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. I really appreciate it. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and do that. You can ring that notification bell if you want to watch new videos of mine. And feel free to comment below, you know, what's something I shared that maybe you want to put into practice. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Take care.